Hello. Today let us try to understand the concept of Triputi. Triputi is a Sanskrit word. In English you can call it as Triad or Trinity. So this is one of the important concept in the path of spirituality. It is very important to understand what this Triputi is. So let us start from some basics. So the main difference or the main qualities between humans and animals is that humans and animals both have something called vasana gnana. Okay, vasana gnana is a kind of intrinsic knowledge, we can call it. When we are hungry, we eat food. When we are thirsty, we drink water. We sleep. We produce babies. When we are infants, we learn to walk naturally. Nobody teaches us like how to speak. It is all how to breathe and all that. These are all called as vasana jnanas. So that is common among humans and animals. But humans, they possess another quality called as vivechana jnana. So the vivechana jnana is a Sanskrit word. In English you can call it as intellectual ability or buddhi, you can call it. Vivechana jnana is the ability to distinguish if there are 2-3 entities combined together. This vivechana jnana will help us to distinguish those two entities. Like for example, right or wrong, good or bad, beautiful, ugly, proper, improper, and the list goes on. So that is vivechana jnana. So humans possess this. This is one of the greatest strength of humans. Because of this strength, human species is the most dominated species in the world. Okay, we are able to dominate when you compare to any other species, and that is why even our shastras say jnanena hina pasubis samanaha, they say. That means if you lose this, you're equivalent to animal. That is why even in news and all, they say, they refer to all these murderers and rapists as animals, because if they lose the vivechana jnana. And even our shastra says jnanam naranam adhiko viseshaha. Jnanam naranam adhiko viseshaha means there is some jnana that humans possess that make them special. Okay, that is vivechana jnana. Okay, now this vivechana jnana can be looked into different dimensions actually. Okay, so let us start. What are all the key? These are like the most important actually. Okay, first one is loka jnana. So in English you can call it as common sense. And the second one is shastra jnana. This is scientific sense. The third one is kala jnana. That is artistic or aesthetic sense. And fourth one is dharma jnana, which is religious sense. Fifth one is brahma jnana, which is spiritual sense. Okay, so you take anything in our life, anything, any profession, gender, or any country we live in, whatever we do, we eat, whatever we do, anything in our life, it comes in any of these 5 dimensions. It cannot go beyond that. These are the 5 dimensions. Loka jnana is common sense. Shastra jnana is scientific sense. Kala jnana is aesthetic, artistic sense. Dharma jnana is religious sense. Brahma jnana is spiritual sense. Okay. So let us understand what these are at high level. What is loka jnana? Loka jnana, common sense, is as were infants, our parents taught us what is right, what is wrong, not to steal, not to lie, and things like that. Then they tell us, hey, you go and get a good education, and then go and get a good job, and then get married, and then have kids, raise family, take care of parents, all whatever we do your own business or do some job and all that. That is all part of lokajnana, common sense. So as we grow older, we accumulate more and more lokajnana. Okay, that is common sense basically. Okay, in this, if you take in this, there are three important things in lokajnana. Okay, one is knower always. Okay, or you can call it as a subject, and the other one is known, which is the object, and the bridge connecting them, which is knowing basically. Okay, the process of knowing or whatever. So you these three entities are there in everything whatever we do. Like for example, you take father as a knower. Okay, father is the subject, the child is the object, and the parenting is the process. Take it an example from your place of work. You are a boss, you are the knower. You have a subordinate, object, known. The process, taking care of subordinates and handling the subordinates is all the process. So that is, these three are there, these three entities are there. You take anything, husband and wife. Husband is the subject, wife is the object. Or you can take vice versa. Wife is the subject, husband is the object, and the process is marital life. Business, same thing. So these three entities cannot be avoided in lokajnana. This is called as Triputi. Okay, Triputi, Triad basically. Okay, so Shastrajnana, let us go to scientific sense. Okay, in scientific sense also, when we say Shastrajnana or scientific sense, you take any subject. Okay, it could be mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, economics, finance, stock market analysis, artificial intelligence, anything. There also you always have a knower. If you can put it in a different way if you want. Scientist. Okay, he's doing some research or writing a paper on let us say physics basically, right? Physics research. Okay, and research, the process, it could be research, it could be experiment, it could be thesis, whatever the process. So that is connecting these two, this subject and this object. Again you have see a Triputi here. Now you apply this to any subject here, same thing. Let us go to Kalajnana, artistic aesthetic sense. Artistic aesthetic senses, arts are, there are several arts. Music, dance, singing. You take other arts like pottery is an art, carpentry is an art. All these are arts. In all these also there will always be a subject, object, and the process connecting them. Okay, like for example, painter. Okay, is the object is a mountains with river flowing, etc. And the process is he's painting. So here also you see Triputi. Okay, you apply this to any type of art. Okay, Dharma is religious sense. In religious senses, Dharma is like a lot of us we follow our own bhakti paths. Some worship this god, some worship the other god, some worship all gods and all that. So there also you have Triputi. Okay, you are doing a puja. Okay, you are a worshipper. Okay, and you have your own deity, right, which is an object basically. Okay, it could be Rama, it could be Krishna, it could be Shiva, it could be Vishnu, whatever. Okay, Hanuman, whatever. And then the process is, some people chant some sloka, some people chant some sukta, some people chant something else, they do elaborate puja and all that. So all that is the process connecting these two. Okay, again here also you have Triputi. Okay, Brahmagnana, spiritual sense also. You may be following your own school of thought. So in your school of thought, they may say that hey, you attain gnana and you will get instant liberation. Okay, you get self-realized immediately. In another school of thought, they say, hey, you keep doing all these good deeds, you keep worshipping God, you believe in God, and in one janma eventually you will get some liberation. Okay, here also same thing. Okay, a person, his goal is liberation. Okay, these two are connecting the process, whatever he is doing. Okay, it could be based on his school of thought. So in any of these 5 dimensions of vivechana gnana, this triputi cannot be avoided. You always have subject, object, and the bridge connecting them. Okay. So what is the challenge with this triputi? We'll have to understand that. So the challenge with this triputi is it creates a quality called akanksha. Okay, it's a Sanskrit word. Akanksha means it is desire or expectation. Okay, so you take any of these 5 dimensions, there will always be a desire. Let us start with loka gnana. In loka gnana, a person, his goal will be something to achieve something in his place of work or in business or money wise, whatever. Once he reaches that goal, he will compare himself or herself with something else, somebody else, and then another akanksha will pop up. Okay, that means now again he'll become subject, he has another object, he's in that process. So that akanksha or desire or expectation will always be there no matter what. I mean, you take any example in your personal life, it will always be there. You can see that akanksha is always there. There is nothing wrong in it. We are just trying to understand the concept of triputi here. Okay, so the drawback we are saying with triputi is wherever triputi is there, there will be akanksha, desire, or expectation. Now let us look at shastra gnana. Even in shastra gnana, you take a person doing some research on physics. Okay, he has a goal to do something. Once he reaches that goal, now he wants to achieve something else. He may wants to get some kind of Nobel Prize award or something like that. Same thing, you apply that to anything in Shastra Gnana. Okay, a person may be doing software work. He will learn something. Once it is done, he has to learn something else. A person may be doing stock market analysis. Okay, he may be trying to do analysis on stock options, and then he may go into another route to build or customize software to do buys and sells and all that. You take medicine, same thing. They have subject, object in the process, and then another akanksha. It is the subtle. Kalagnana also, artistic sense also. A person tries to learn an instrument or some type of music or whatever, and that person will always have that akanksha. Okay, let me become famous in my hometown, and then let me become famous in my state, let me become famous in my country, or let me go and get this award, Oscar award or Grammy award, whatever. That akanksha is always there in Kalagnana also. Dharmagnana also there is always there. Good example is a lot of people, they start learning some sloka, sukta or something like that, like Vishnu Sahasranama or something like that. Now they will learn that in a fluent way and all that proficiently, and then they will go on to another god. Now they want to learn Hanuman Chalisa. After Hanuman Chalisa, they want to learn Namakam, Rudram, Chamakam. Okay, and then they want to learn something else. Okay, they continue to have this desire, expectation, because they always feel that there is something else coming. Okay, in that process they will always become a subject. They have an object in that process. Dharmagnana is also like that. Dharmagnana is you are in that loop basically, because in every school of thought it is different. So basically what we are told is, hey, you keep doing these good deeds, you believe in God, you do all your rituals, and you will finally attain moksha either in this janma or next janma or some other janma. So that akanksha is there also. So what is happening here with this akanksha? So when we have akanksha, what is happening is, to fulfill that, we create a karma. Okay. Now that karma will give a result basically, right? The karma will give some result, whatever we do. Okay. In this whole process, whatever we do in any of these dimensions, that process can be success or failure. Okay. Now that result will give you some experience. Okay, karma anubhava they say. Okay, that experience is, if it is success, it gives us happiness. If it is failure, it gives us sorrow. Okay. So what is happening? We always develop an akanksha, which is nothing but a desire or expectation. To fulfill that, we do a karma, and then that karma will give a result. That result can be success or failure, and that result will give us an experience. Okay, that experience can be happiness or sorrow. Happiness is when it is success because it met our expectation. Sorrow is because the result is failure because it did not meet our expectation. Whatever we desired, we did not get it. So in both cases, what happens, like we discussed earlier, in happiness also now we will develop a new akanksha. We will go in that circle. Sorrow also, then we want to again go and somehow achieve that. So what happens? We will come back here. So what is happening? We are in the circle basically. Okay. This is nothing but samsara. Okay. So we are in this vicious circle actually. Okay. So basically what is happening is, this vivechana jnana, what we thought was our strength, has become our weakness actually. So what is happening? This vivechana jnana, like we said, 5 dimensions, key dimensions, and in each of these we have the subject, object, and the bridge connecting them. Okay, and that is Triputi. And the Triputi will always give an akanksha, a desire always. It's a continuous, you take any dimension, it will always be there. And that akanksha, what happens? We will do a karma, it will result, and we'll experience it. And this, based on this, again we come back, have a new akanksha, same akanksha again we want to try. It's a circle, vicious circle we are in. And this is we discussed in one of our video. Because of this, what happens? We always have a sense of incompleteness, which is called as ninjatva bhavana, which is sense of incompleteness, which is a kind of dissatisfaction. Okay, that is why whatever the dimension we focus completely, right? We are never satisfied. We are always that, oh, something is missing. We see people who are extremely religious and ritual, they are in that loop because they are never satisfied, because they keep doing one ritual and after that they will learn a different ritual and they will. And you take Shastra Jnana also. You try to achieve something and then immediately you want to learn something new. You are in that circle because you are never satisfied. We will never feel complete actually. This is called as ninjatva bhavana. And what happens? In this samsara, it will create 2 qualities. We discussed in the other video of ninjatva bhavana. It creates something called ego and selfishness. So what happens is, in this process, when we experience something that is a success and happiness, then that result in pride actually. We'll feel that, oh, I achieved that. Okay, that creates this quality called ego. Okay, and selfishness is, if we fail, the result is a failure and that creates sorrow, and then we go back to same akanksha. Okay, this is where lot of us make mistake that, hey, somehow I have to achieve that. In the whole cycle of samsara, we will become selfish because somehow I want to succeed and I want to have this happiness. Okay, that these are the two byproducts that this creates. So what did we learn today basically? So what we learned today is the concept of Triputi. Okay, and all these 5 dimensions jnanas. And the most important we have to understand here is this jnana is called as Dvaita jnana. Okay, so Dvaita means it's not just dual. Anything more than one can be classified as duality. Okay, here you have 3 entities. You take anywhere, you always have 3 entities: subject, object, and the process. So that means it is Dvaita. Okay, this type of jnana is called Dvaita jnana. So any type of jnana that has an underlying, we can call it as foundation or whatever, Triputi, if Triputi is the foundation, then we will go into this loop. Okay, so that is the concept of Triputi. I mean, here we are not here to say anything bad about Triputi or bad about Dvaita Jnana, nothing. We are not doing that. We are trying to understand the concept. Yes, because of Triputi and because of this Dvaita Jnana only, human species were able to invent a lot of things, and because of this desire, expectation, akanksha only, humans evolved when we compare to any other species. The reason why we were able to dominate in this world is because of this only. But in the path of spirituality, we will have to come out of this Triputi. That is our goal. So in the next video, we will discuss about that. Thank you.